Media frequently focus on the bad news to come out of state government because that's the nature of our job. But there is also some very good work being done in Albany. On this first program of 2008, we thought we would present something a little more optimistic, the story of a state entity that's saving energy and taxpayer dollars. The New York State Dormitory Authority on Broadway in Albany has one of those ambiguous names you can't easily wrap your mind around. But DASNY, as it's called here, actually has a pretty simple mission to provide financing and construction services to institutions which, quote, serve the public good. We're talking about colleges, hospitals, nursing homes, courthouses, and yes, even some dormitories. DASNY's impact on the world of construction is huge. It sold over $5 billion in bonds last year alone. But new executive director David Brown is fully aware that the Dormitory Authority's reputation among the general population is pretty much non-existent. So he's trying to put the authority on the map by going green. How did you become so interested in this? From what I understand, you came from the AG's office, and do you have a personal interest in green stuff?
My wife made me do it. It's true. It's true. I was offered this job, which is a great job, and she said to me, honey, if you're going to do this, it's a wonderful place where finance meets construction, and you've got to take this opportunity to make stuff green. It's a legacy.
Brown and his staff have implemented 2 classes of environmental initiatives. The first, those that involve financing, DASNY's bonding authority. I asked Brown how it works, this market-driven greening of New York.
Part of what's interesting about energy efficiency repairs is that they generate savings, and so they should pay for themselves. And so the pitch that we are trying to use with homeowners or on a larger scale with state agencies is we'll come up with, say, $10 to fix up your house, and that's going to result in $2 a year of savings. So what we say is, why don't you keep $1 of those savings and pay us the other $1 until you've paid back the $10 plus interest. That is a good deal for the homeowner or for the SUNY campus if you add a bunch of zeros to that equation. And it can yield the type of interest rate, depending on how long those dollar payments go on, that can make it a good deal for an investor. So if we can get these things together and do this little bit of sort of financial engineering, we can get real life, no Mickey Mouse, hard-headed New York investors to fund the greening of New York State. And that would be a beautiful thing. That would be a win-win thing.
Do you have investors on the line right now that are interested?
We've already sold a pilot issue of bonds called Green Initiative bonds that are earmarked for programs at 3 SUNY campuses, and it's going to work along the lines of what I just described. The bonds are only going to be spent on things that will pay for themselves through savings, so ultimately the state will get back the money necessary to repay the bonds. And it's our feeling that if you can get the capital markets or investors to do this, then you could green the whole state.
Director of Environmental Advocacy.
In December, Brown announced another class of green initiatives to the press.
We're here today to announce something that we call 5 Up and 5 Down. We began it in the beginning of December. Prior to that, we'd kept our thermostat here at the Dormitory Authority at a steady 73 degrees, summer and winter. And as part of the new initiative, however, we're shifting it. We're going to turn it down to 68 during the winter and allow it to go up to 78 during the summer.
As green groups like to point out, the single most important and cost-effective tool to combat global warming is reducing energy demand, a point reinforced by the governor's deputy secretary for the environment, Judith Enck.
This fits nicely with Governor Spitzer's energy and environmental priorities. The governor announced in April that New York would have the most ambitious energy conservation goal in the nation, called 15 by 15. We're going to slash energy use 15% by the year 2015. It may not sound like a lot, but in fact, if you look at the charts, energy consumption goes up every year. So actually getting it down 15% will save tax dollars.
Other initiatives the Dormitory Authority has already undertaken include installing sidewalk heating elements that use glycol to heat up the sidewalk in the winter and capture heat off the sidewalk in the summer to heat water within the building. Installing an array of 400 solar panels on the building's rooftop. Each panel can produce the equivalent of a 100-watt light bulb on a sunny day. And purchasing wind power exclusively to power the building. To encourage employees to dial down and layer up, DASNY used part of the first year's savings to buy them fleece jackets. Brown reminded reporters that these ideas are simply common sense.
As part of this initiative, we have rolled out a new dress code. It's business casual all year round here at the Dormitory Authority, and that means that, you know, during the summer when it's warmer, you can wear short sleeve shirts and summer dresses, and in the winter you can wear, you know, sweaters and vests. In essence, we're allowing everyone to dress the way that your mother would tell you to dress. And my mother still makes suggestions like this, and she's available if any of you have questions.
For more information on going green in the office, visit the Dormitory Authority's website at www.dasny.org/green, or visit environmental advocates online at www.eany.org.